let's talk about Joy Taylor. Y'all want to talk about some Joy Taylor? Is this me sharing me? Let's go back here. Hold on. I am so out of whack. Like I haven't streamed in so long for myself. I'm so used to Fatty and Ali driving everything that I am rusty now myself. Let's see. So, okay, I need to go to YouTube. I need to go to my history and I need to pull up my history and go to this ratchet ass woman named Joy Taylor, who is just out of control. Okay. Like, what is that? So there's actually 2 videos that I want to show y'all from Jada Black. I don't know if y'all watch him on YouTube or not. To me, he's pretty cool. I love his videos. He gets like straight to the point. There's really like no fluff. He'll give his opinion, but he basically just really showcases the ignorance of the person he's talking about. And in this case, it's Joy Taylor. And I think she looks really cute. I'm not going to lie. Like, I like the long hair on her, but her attitude is just like, girl, like you're the one that treated your box like a greasy hole. Shout out to Mimi. She was saying that earlier with Ali. Let me change the view. Okay, that way I can see the video and I can see the chat. Okay, so what's up, Cap for Life? It's good to have you. So let's get into this video. Okay, let's see. This is about Joy Taylor and it's titled Men Should Shut the Fuck Up. Okay, this is what she's saying, and she's basically crashing out over the whole Klay Thompson and Meg Thee Stallion. Okay, let's watch.
What's going on, guys? Jada Black here. Salute to everybody that's tuning in. I want to Joy Taylor. She is trending on X right now because of her filthy mouth rant on her podcast. She put up this podcast clip that went viral where she's talking about all the D's that are falling from the sky and how women can get all these men and basically, you know, she now I would play the clip, but she got such a vulgar mouth. I just didn't want to play the clip. But I mean, what you're visually seeing is the clip itself. I just can't play the audio because again, this heifer's mouth. All right. Now she goes on this vulgar rant about how women, I guess people are saying, well, men, you know, I guess she's speaking on the Meg Thee Stallion, Klay Thompson situation, and she's talking, and she probably, I'm assuming she's referring to how men who have options, they get a lot of women, right? Well, then what she's saying is that women get a lot of attention from men. They can get any man they want, and all these men want to sleep with them, right? Not understanding the essence of what she's actually trying to speak about. We're not talking about sex. We're talking about relationships and marriage. There is a big difference between getting attention from a man due to a man just wanting to hit it than a man who sees you as his wife. There's a big difference. People might say, well, they're similar a little bit, but we're talking long term. There are men who will sleep with a woman once and never again, right? That happens a lot. Just like you have women who will engage in one night stands or they'll sleep with the guy once. But you don't see men getting on podcasts ranting about, oh, we get all these women, right? In trying to counteract what a woman is saying, who say they get a lot of men, right? But this is where Joy Taylor is. Joy Taylor is a type of woman where this is all she has because she doesn't have any talent. Nobody wants to marry her. And when she got exposed by her own ex-coworker for messing around with her boss, she just, you know, she's trying to lean in, right, to what she thinks that everybody sees her as. It's projection. Yes, there are men that want to screw you, Joy, but do any of those men want to marry you long term? Does any of those men want to be with you long term? I don't think they do. So I'm going to read an article that spoke about this situation as well, the Shadow League. It says Joy Taylor left corporate America and she is officially out of the cage, unleashed, unfiltered, and probably on her way back up the celebrity ladder, and this time on her own terms with her new podcast, Too Personal. I mean, she's been doing this podcast, bro. You're late.
Yeah. It's literally, it's
Episode
not new. It's not new. Like, she's had this podcast since she's gotten fired. So how long has she been fired? For about a year now. So the podcast isn't new. Maybe it's newly getting, like, people are newly catching on to it because, you know, there have been a lot of people that have recently come out with podcasts. And I guess as things go viral, like Megan Thee Stallion, Klay Thompson, more people are finding out about her because when you talk about these topics that go viral, you become part of the algorithm. But her podcast is not new.
2 of her new show laid the groundwork for what's sure to be a highly entertaining and cringeworthy offering that some say borderlines on genius, others say it's shameless desperation to save a fading career. I think that's basically what it is. When you look at Joy Taylor, you look at a woman who we saw her growth. We saw her, she looked like the girl next door, right? She was married at the time. She moved to the LA from Miami. And then immediately you start to see her change. You start to see, you know, her physical appearance, how she started to lean more into it, right? That's the evolution of a side chick. That's the evolution of a jump off. A woman who has to use her body to get what she wants. Of course, she's going to show it off. Why do you think women on Instagram show their bodies off? Because they probably have an OnlyFans link in their description, right? Joy spoke on the Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson cheating accusations, claiming she is against cheating. Yeah, right. But has done it herself. Oh, we know, according to documents. According to documents.
So he's gonna mention this dude over here, but she was actually married before she got on this show, and before these allegations came out from this coworker that said she was sleeping with the network CEO. So she was married before she started working at that news station or sports station and started sleeping with the CEO. She was married, and allegedly, I don't know, but it was alleged that the reason why her and her ex-husband divorced is because she was stepping out on her ex-husband.
Documents, we know. You see, you gotta, when you have these discussions, right? She can't say that she's against cheating when she has been accused of doing it herself,
right,
and has admitted to it. So of course she has to do that, right? But let me tell you something. If you've cheated before, you're not against cheating. You're against being cheated on, but you're not against cheating.
Right.
See, that's the thing. You know, women love having a one-sided relationship in regards to infidelity. Women will say they are single until they're married, but if you're in a relationship and a man cheats,
was he just listening to Ali? Because Ali literally just said this to me and Mimi.
He's a cheater. He's a deceiver. He played her. He wasted her time. Wait a minute. Aren't you the same heifers that claim that you're single until you're married? Interesting, right? She says, I've had a situation in my past. Taylor, continue.
So, electric aura. So we are talking about celebrities, talking about gender dynamics and relationships. And if I don't know if you were just watching my channel when I was on with Ali and Mimi, we were talking about our relationships with the men and women that we are either married to or that we date. So although we are using viral moments that are consistent of celebrity news, it doesn't mean it doesn't apply to us as normies, regular people, because it's the same stuff that goes on between us, you and I, if me and you were in a relationship, would we be dealing with infidelity? Are you a cheater? So this stuff could easily apply to me and you, and that is what we were literally just talking about on Ali's channel. Um, women, what do women want? And how do you know as a man that a woman loves you? Because obviously Joy Taylor, she was married to a man that thought she loved him, but she was stepping out on him and cheating. And I'm sure he felt like he knew she was in love with him, because why would you get married and walk down the aisle with someone if you don't truly love them? You see what I'm saying? So even though this is celebrity stuff, it doesn't mean that the conversation doesn't have any substance to it, because when we apply it to you and me in the dating market, in the marriage market, I'm married, you might not be married, I don't know your situation, but it's the same thing. So don't say that it has no substance, because it does have substance. So here we go.
You, not the ones you're thinking about.
Hey, Project Leroy, I'm happy to see you again in this chat. It's good to see you. I didn't want to take everybody away from the conversation, because I know it was getting juicy over there. And I also didn't want to not do what I said I was going to do today by going live with you all, because I have to tend to my own garden. So I'm happy that you came over to see me. We're going to go over 3 videos today, and I won't keep y'all long, but I did want to jump back into my regular scheduled program. Okay, so here we go.
I have not been faithful, and when I immediately left, so does that even count? It was more revenge than actually not being faithful. Outside of my baseline philosophy of don't cheat, I find cheating to be a real challenge for people. You have to lie extensively and hide things on your phone. You have to hope the person that you're cheating with doesn't run and tell your partner. You have to make sure you turn the location off when you can just be single. Well, the thing is this, Joy. Women don't have to worry about that. Women don't have to worry about the men that they're with going to their partners. Men have to worry about that. Men have a lot of pressure when they cheat. I'm not saying cheating is good. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is men are the ones doing all these things. Women don't really have to do that, because they don't have to worry about the men. Because we as men, we're not going to be tattled. We're not going to be telling, because we don't get our feelings involved a lot of the times. But women do. Women will go and tell the person that you're dating everything, right? She really got social media going when she started talking about how easy it is for women to get relations compared to men. Of course it is. We've all talked about it. We've all talked about how easy it is for women to get relations. I'm not going to argue that, but that don't translate to relationships.
No.
You're just all you're doing is stacking bodies. So bragging about how you can get relations from men, you're just stacking bodies. Is that an accomplishment for you? That you can sleep with a whole bunch of different men? I guess that is for the Western woman. That's an accomplishment. She says D is falling from the golden sky. Says she has a D umbrella that would carry around to keep these D's from hitting her in the forehead. So it is not hard to find D. It's the most surplus thing on the planet. There is a surplus of D. Then Joy took shots at men she knows who complain about the annoying experience of having all.
Yeah, okay. So, Charisse, I said this on Saturday. Someone had said to me that married women are easy to crack. Okay. And I think maybe in some places and spaces where women are married for the wrong reasons and very unhappy, it might be very easy for a man to crack a married woman. And when I say crack, I mean have sex with. Okay. I'm trying to not be too vulgar and get flagged on my channel. But, when we look at the Stefan Diggs, a lot of men seem to be really easy to crack, whether they're married or not, so I do agree that there could be, D falling from the sky for some women, I don't, I get approached like you guys on my page on YouTube, there's not an inbox. And thank God there's not an inbox, because I have way more followers and subscribers on YouTube than I do on Instagram. But I do not go on my Facebook page, because my Facebook page has like probably close to 8,000 or 6,000 subscribers. And I get a lot of DMs, a lot of instant messages. And it's usually people from my past or new people that have found me from being on YouTube that are like trying to shoot their shot. So I agree, but you shouldn't be a woman that's just like, just because there's D falling from the sky, it doesn't mean that that D is going to make you an honest wife that's going to take care of you, that's going to jump in front of a bus for you, that's going to give you the last piece of bread when you guys are poor and starving. You know what I mean? So those are like, it's very superficial. She's a really beautiful woman and she's probably really smart, but the things that come out of her mouth are just super ugly and crass. And it's like, who hurt you, Joy? Who hurt you? I think she might have talked about her father one time. I think her father might have been somewhat abusive to her mother or something like that. But she has a brother that played in the NFL. She should know men better than she does. I feel like she is just so negative, and she is not what young ladies should be using as the template to be or become. It's like, we need to get the Joy Taylors out of the way, out of these podcasts. Nobody should listen to them, because the more that you listen to them, the more you become indoctrinated on this kind of foolishness. Who cares that there's D falling from the sky? Who says that you need a D umbrella because D's are hitting you in the forehead? They'd only be hitting you in the forehead if you were paying attention to them. Because I don't see it that way. I know that where the D's are trying to get me, so I stay away from those places. I just told you, I don't really go on my Facebook. I'm barely in my DM. If I don't know you specifically, like a Project Leroy or a Lee Turner or a Stephen James or a CDT Beats, or if I don't know you specifically from this space and platform, and you DM me on my Instagram, I don't open the message, because I already know that it's probably somebody trying to throw their D at me. You get what I'm saying? So I don't need an umbrella for it, because I'm just staying away from the rain is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, sentiment. No soft pants. Today I got on jeans. But yeah. Yeah. I stay away from the soft pants in my inbox, okay?
All these women available to them. Joy is the sister of NFL Hall of Famer Jason Taylor, and her circle of people might look a bit more appealing than the average person, so maybe her comments aren't as far-fetched and delusional as they seem. She said that men get so much attention, and we just don't understand what it's like when all these women are throwing themselves at you. Any regular woman would play you 15 times before you get your first piece of in a day. So shut the F up. It's not an issue. If you think Taylor was accused of engaging in some acts with employees and co-workers that conflicted with the company's policy, leading to her dismissal from co-hosting the popular FS1 show Speak, is hiding out in some convent, then you have another thing coming. Of course, women are always going to lead in to their bodies. That's all they have at the end of the day. They're stacking bodies and they're using their body, right? This is your Western woman. This is the woman that people are mad at that men don't want anymore. Why men are going overseas, would rather travel hundreds of thousands of miles to get away from these women. And people wonder why. Because there are a lot of women like Joy Taylor. She's just more open about it, and she knows this. She knows that she's more open about who she is, that women are more uncomfortable actually being honest about who they are. I want Joy Taylor to go further. It gives me something to talk about and give social media something to talk about, because we love to expose the Western heifer, at least me, for who they truly are. So she goes on to say, and there goes a woman on a podcast talking about these again, said one unimpressed fan. So somebody said this. This wasn't her. Another commenter says, Joy, that is the stupidest bleep you have ever said. One fan insisted, you know damn well that is an achievement for men because you know most men do not have women throwing themselves at them. Only a very small pool of men get that treatment, and you know that is very true. Most men don't have women throwing themselves at them. They don't. Most men go out here, they get little to no attention from women. Stop the effing cap. The type of men you date fits that category, and you know damn well you are only attracted to men who do have women throwing themselves at them. It is respected for men because not many men at all get the type of attention. You're just talking bleep, one person said. I will say this. We understand women, at least I do. I understand that women are very deeply insecure. And you got Joy Taylor, who's near 40, who has nobody, who has no career, and is trying to lean into what she's trying to be. And the thing about Joy is that Joy doesn't really have sex appeal. She's attractive to men, but does she have the appeal that will make you overlook her vulgarity? I just don't think so. I just think that she's at a point in her life where she just doesn't care because she doesn't have to care anymore. And I think that when she looks back at everything she's done to get to where she is, I think that she may have regrets, but she's not going to speak on it publicly because she knows that people will feel empowered to be right about her. And she's not going to give the internet the satisfaction. She's not going to give the internet the satisfaction to say we were right about Joy. She doesn't want to give the internet that type of win. But the thing is, when the more time goes on, we get to see that. All right. There's a reason why, and a lot of people said in the comments on social media, on X, they said there's a reason why Taylor Rooks distanced herself from this podcast. And now her career has seen an uptick. She's recently gotten married. And Joy is still alone, sitting alone, doing that podcast alone. Instead of being too personal, it should be one personal because there's only one person on that podcast. So let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on all my social media platforms, and I'll see y'all next one.
I mean, thank you, Jada Black. What do y'all think? Do you guys think that Joy Taylor's going to get it together? That she's going to find a man that's going to take her seriously? Or do you think that she's going to be one of these women that, buy a dog and die alone? Because I swear she's like the template of exactly what Kevin Samuels was talking about before he passed away. And I think Jada Black is right. I think that she is really trying really hard not to give, the internet the satisfaction of, knowing that she, or give the internet the satisfaction of seeing her squirm in the fact that she has still yet found a man to be with her and take her seriously. I think, deep down, none of us want to just buy a dog and die alone. I think that we all want to find somebody and be with somebody, whether we get married to that person or it's just like a lifelong companionship. Because I get it. Like, not everybody wants to get married. I can totally understand that. I feel like if you don't want kids and you don't want kids, then maybe you shouldn't get married. But it would be nice to have a long relationship with somebody that truly loves you. I mean, do y'all care about love anymore? I don't know.